President Trump has announced a new plan to lower beef prices, but not everyone's on board, including ranchers right here in Oregon. In a social media post on Friday, Trump said he will provide temporary tariff relief for some ground beef imports, allowing up to 300,000 metric tons to enter the U.S. tariff-free over the next 90 days. The president says that beef will be sold at 25% below current market prices, as ground beef prices remain near record highs nationwide. But the Oregon Farm Bureau and several other state farm bureaus are pushing back hard. They say ranchers are already struggling with high feed, fuel, and labor costs on top of drought and wildfire pressures. Several farm organizations are now warning that flooding the market with cheap imports could leave both ranchers and consumers worse off in the long run. Oregon Farm Bureau President Angela Bailey said Friday, quote, "Flooding the market with discounted foreign beef is difficult to reconcile with an America First agenda and risks leaving both Oregon ranchers and American consumers worse off in the years ahead."